Nice to get off in the win column in conference, defeating the defending champions who've got a really nice team, and Coach does a good job. The two players that we talked about the other day, and then certainly in the pregame show today with Jay, were Huntley and Tate. If we did a good job on those guys, we were going to have a much easier time, and we did that. I think Tate was 2 for 10. Kentrell did an excellent job on him. Huntley didn't really get going until the second half. But we came out, we fought, we were physical inside. Kyron had a really good first half, 8-8. And he was fighting and battling. Second half, he wound up giving up a bucket or two in there just because of sheer size. They got it deep. But we did such a good job of defending them in the post that they kind of got away from it in the second half and started running off a high ball screen. We were ready for the 1-3-1 zone. They went to it early and we got the lead, and then we were fortunate to hit some threes, and we almost hit a couple more that could have really put this game out of hand. I thought London's was big at the end of the half. We needed that one. And our goal was to come out and win the second half, and we were going to do it for a while. Then we let it go the last couple of minutes, had a couple of sloppy plays. 4 turnovers the first half, 8 the second half. 12 for the game's not bad against a pesky team. But we had some bad ones. And, Christian Wright and Brandon had 9 of the 12, 2 guys. And we also had a little bit of a dry spot in the second half where we didn't get a field goal, but we were getting to the free throw line, and we were 12 of 14 from the free throw line in the second half. So that was big. And the one field goal we hit, I didn't know we were in such a dry spell because our defense was good, and I thought we were getting good shots. Missed a couple of threes that were good. Kyron had 2. I think Kentrell had 1 or 2. But Mike hit the big one right there, and that was huge. I told the coaches that right when we went in the locker room after the game. That was a big one Mike hit, and I didn't realize it was our only field goal over a 4 or 5 minute stretch or whatever it was. But we did. Mo missed a couple. He left a couple on the table, but I thought he did an excellent job rebounding the ball. We knew there were poor free throw shooters, and I don't think we gave up a defensive rebound on a free throw the entire game, and hence we wound up winning the rebounding battle. So, good win. Nice to be in first place in the conference after a rough non-conference. But guys are excited and looking forward to coming to the gym tomorrow and see if we can get better.
Defensively, you did a great job kind of taking the pain away from them. They had to, as you said, switch out to shoot. But you held them to their second lowest point total on the season and the second lowest amount of three-pointers they made in a game all season as well. Just, was there something on the tape that you saw, Coach, that you said, okay, my guys, we can get after it. If we take the pain away, we know they're not a great three-point shooting team. They only shoot like 38% on the year. What did you see on the tape?
Yeah, absolutely. We watch Coach Harden watch every game they played. All the other coaches watched a couple, and then we watched the clip tape certainly over and over, and then the players watched that as well, along with the personnel tape. But we felt like their strength was inside. I mean, they get 3, 4, 6, 9 guys are big, and they're trying to pound it in. That's the way they play. Dustin's old school. They don't really want to shoot a lot of three-point baskets, Raymond, but we took the fight to them early, I think, and that was big. But we wanted them to shoot three-pointers, and actually they made 4, and 2 of them were late. One was on an offensive rebound against the zone. We played zone to tighten it up to entice them to shoot one, and I'll be danged they get the offensive rebound and kick it out and hit a bucket, and then they hit a 3 late on us to get their second one. But yeah, they're not a great – we knew they weren't a great free throw shooting team and not a great three-point shooting team. But we've played other teams this year. They've been in that same boat, and they come out and play lights out. So,
Coach, you had mentioned about the dry spot that you guys had in the second half. There have been times throughout the season they've had those cold moments. Are you noticing like a trend or something similar with all of these, or it's just different games, different matchups, different problems? Yeah,
it's just different games. I mean, we talked the other day, I think, about having single-figure field goals and a half, and we had 7 and 7 against Lamar. I mean, that's pretty poor. And today we had only 9 in the second half after getting 14 in the first half. But 23 is a good amount of field goals, especially when you make 9. And most of our shots, almost half our shots were from 3, which is good. I thought we got some clean looks at it. But, the dry spells happen, guys. You've watched enough basketball. I mean, Nebraska Michigan State had a 26-1 run the other day. I mean, everybody's having dry spells. But we have been consistent, and it's been the second half. And we talked about it at halftime. We wanted to come out and play the best second half we played all year. And I thought from a fight standpoint, we pretty well did that. But we've made some poor plays and had a couple of turnovers and missed some shots that we'd like to have back.
Was it about being more physical in the low post defense, or was there something that y'all did strategy-wise that was a little different to keep? They didn't get a lot of easy baskets like some teams have done.
They like to get to the middle, Kevin, and we try to really take that away. And then when you turn baseline, there's a guy right there. And so we fire is what we call it, doubling in the post. And we didn't chip down one time with a guard, and they dumped it off. There's another big in there. And that's the only problem when you double. If they miss it, your 2 bigs are on one side of the court, and the ball's coming off on the other side, and you got a guard trying to block out a 6'9", 250 kid, and that can be an issue. And they got a couple of those. But no, it's just being physical and then picking and choosing when to fire on them.
You had 8 players score tonight and 4 of them in double figures. What does that say about your team's ability to be balanced and have multiple guys be able to step up?
It's good. And I mentioned that to them afterwards that, the sky's the limit for these guys. We can do a lot of good things here in conference. And spreading it around and having those 4 guys in double figures was big for us. And we had another guy with 9, right? So you get 4 or 5 guys in double figures. I think Coach Harden said 68 points. They're pretty good defensively. And for us to get 68 is an accomplishment for sure.
Coach, let's preview this next game. You got McNeese coming in. Joe Charles obviously was on your team last year. He's now on McNeese. Goes got Christian Shoemate on this team, and just a well-organized team. How can you bring the momentum to these guys to keep it going and get another win?
What about McNeese, you're asking?
How can you keep the motivation going to get another win for these guys?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. McNeese comes in on Sunday. Obviously, they're a well-put-together team. You got Joe Charles on there who played on your team last year. You also have Christian Shoemate. What can you do to help these guys get more motivation to get another win?
Well, they're motivated to get a win. I mean, that for certainly. And McNeese has a good team. They lost their last outing, I believe, to Mississippi State in Tupelo by 2 or 3. It was a good game, tied at the half. And they're 500. And we got a glimpse of them down in the Virgin Islands playing a couple of games. And, it'll be a fun game. And I'm anxious to see how we play.
Coach, y'all have talked a lot about being physical and the way that you want to play. Like, how important is that going to be for that to be y'all's staple of being a physical team as you go forward through conference play?
Well, I think it's big. I mean, certainly you try to be physical without fouling, and that's important. And if we can continue to do that, we're not the biggest team, and there's some big teams in our conference that we've got to play. So we've got to continue to be aggressive. And, we lost Kendall tonight on fouls, and he sat for a long time in the second half, and I think that hurt us too because he got us off to a good start, right? Hit a couple of threes. And 2 for 5. So we need him out there. But we always try to be physical. It's what we try to do.
You were talking about being physical and aggressive with that. Talk about Mo. He had mentioned when he got that and one, it finally got a little bit of kind of the frustration out, and he started to lock into the game more. What can you say about his physicality tonight?
Yeah, he did a good job. I thought he rebounded the ball. The only thing Mo did poor tonight was he left some shots out there that he normally makes, but he made some big ones. He got fouled late a couple of times, and he sprinted down there to shoot the free throws faster than I've seen him run. So that was a positive thing for him. But no, seriously, he got back defensively a couple of times tonight. I thought he fought it. He gave up. Threadgill got him on a back door early in the game and got to the middle on him one time and scored. He gave up a couple of buckets early in the second half. But we need him to score and to rebound the ball, and I thought he had a nice game.
Was it something I talked about at half? Y'all made a fair amount of three-pointers early. In the second half, I thought y'all did a good job of attacking the basket some, not just relying on the three. Was that something y'all talked about, or did that guys just kind of take advantage of the situation?
Yeah, it's just the way it happened. I mean, we want to play inside out. We want to attack the basket. But we got in there a couple of times and got in trouble. You know, again, they're big, and, you know, Brandon got knocked down on that one. We had an open shot, and he drove it in there and got knocked down, no call, and they come out the other way and score, I think. Those are the possessions that we've got to kick it. But we wanted to drive it, yes. I mean, we want to get in there and get fouled, and normally we can finish. But tonight wasn't our best night at finishing, but we did good enough and made the free throws and made enough threes when we had to have them. I would have liked to make 12 threes. That was what I told the team before the game. We've only had one double-figure game making threes, I believe, on the year.
What can this game and them coming back and making it, you know, like a 6-point game there late, but as you mentioned, you guys are able to make the free throws, make the plays to seal the win, a hard-fought victory. What can that do for this team's confidence moving forward, knowing that even when things get tight late, they can find a way?
Yeah, and we talked about that, Raymond, in the timeout, and you know, I drew something up that we hadn't really run to get it in, and I thought Kentrell was open, and Christian threw it out of bounds. But the other times we got it into Kentrell, he got fouled, and he went down and made his free throws. So we've got guys that can make free throws and get open late, and there are going to be a lot of situational play like that, right, moving forward. So we've got to build off of it, and it was good to experience some of that late. You know, if you want to say there's a good thing about having a 10 or 12-point lead go to 6, I think that was the shortest, you know. So that was the final margin, right? So, I mean, that was as close as they got. And I think we were up 11, and they hit a 2, and then they hit a 3 and cut it to 6, 61-55, if I remember right, looking at the scoreboard. With just a couple of minutes to go, and we're thinking that's the only way they're going to get back in this game is to make a couple of threes. But we were strong enough to hold them off and win a tight game, and again beat a team that was defending conference champion and play them one time, and you know, they're going to win a bunch of games.
Coach, how dangerous can this team be as you guys continue to build throughout the season?
How
dangerous can you guys be?
I think we can be good. I mean, if you keep showing up, we're 1-0, right? Or I don't know if we won one of those other games. I think we lost one game you were at. But, no, if we have a chance to be dangerous, there's no doubt. We can make three-point shots. We're athletic. I think we can guard at times. And we just got to continue to fight. And I think we'll be a hard game for a lot of teams in conference.